I'm a fruitarian. I've been fruitarian for about 2 years now. I lost 146 pounds in 1 year. My heaviest weight in high school was 320 pounds. I
So,
think it's the worst addiction on the planet, so-called food addiction.
but when you were 35, you were pretty messed up, overweight, alcoholic, just not eating healthy, didn't know anything. But then you did some research. What made you decide now's the time? I got to do some research and change. I don't like where I'm at.
Because I was killing myself. I was feeling it. So you know how you can just start feeling it and it's like you just know you got to do something. I'm truly just to get people committed to putting more fruits into their lifestyle. I don't care what it is. I don't care. Just eat more fruit. Fruit eating makes you feel the best. It's the highest vibrational food on the planet.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Real Life Health Show. I'm really excited for my next guest. My next guest here is Bobby Smith. Bobby, say hello to the audience.
What's going on, family? How y'all doing? Glad to be here, Paul. Thanks for having me.
Yes, Bobby, you are the reason we're here. You are walking results, and that's what it's about. I always
Yes.
have people on here that have gotten cured from some sort of incurable illness or something, or people that have not only lost weight, but lost a massive amount of weight. And they're just doing it as a lifestyle, not just as a one and done thing type of thing. So, Bobby, introduce yourself to the audience, and then we'll get into a little about what you've done and what you do and how you could help others. First,
Indeed,
introduce
indeed.
yourself. Yeah.
No problem at all. My name is Bobby Smith. I'm a fruitarian. I've been fruitarian for about 2 years now, going on exactly 2 years next month. I'm a former alcoholic, drug addict, bad father. I lost 146 pounds in 1 year. Actually, I lost 146 pounds in 11 months on a fruit-based diet. I was encouraged to do the fruit-based diet by my lifestyle, how I was living. I started doing the research from living the way I was living. I was eating bad foods. I was alcoholic, and my life was miserable. So what I learned how to do this without asking for help. That's what I like to tell people. I didn't want to get any help. I wanted to do it the natural way. And I went straight into researching exactly what to do.
Wow. Wow, man. Wow. So, how old are you?
I'm 38 years old. I'll be 39 in October.
So, when you were 35, you were pretty messed up, overweight, alcoholic, just not eating healthy, didn't know anything. But then you did some research. What made you decide now's the time? I got to do some research and change. I don't like where I'm at. What made you decide at that age?
And Paul, in 2010, 2009, my cousin got killed. And at that time, my life was in the same position. I was doing bad, not living right, drinking alcohol all the time. And at that time, though, I had a stint where I learned some information. And I learned about natural eating from this guy in Tampa, Florida, named the 13th Son on YouTube. And I attempted to live a fruitarian lifestyle for about 3 or 4 months. And then I went right back into the streets and got back into alcoholism. But during from 2011 to 2022, that entire time, I already knew what I should be doing. So that entire time during the drunken spell that I went through, during all the misery that I went through, the entire time I was cognitive that I'm not supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to be eating fruits and living a healthy lifestyle. So when I got tired and fed up and enough was enough, I knew exactly what to get into. So I started researching stuff that I already kind of knew just to start feeling good about what I was doing.
Well, when you did it back then in 2012, and you were doing it for 3 or 4 months, and you said this person you guided you, or at least you learned about it from somebody in Tampa. How were your results back then at that time?
I didn't really get a whole lot of results. I didn't really know what I was doing. I just know I started feeling better mentally. Like I just knew I was thinking highly of myself. I loved what I was doing. So that kind of always stayed with me. And especially opposed to the way I was living. So that really felt good. And I knew the whole time, like every time I would hear somebody say something about fruitarianism or herbalism or anything, I kind of was on that wave and would tune in for a second. But I was just not in the right mind space to really like indulge in it.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Your weight got up to 268 pounds.
Yep. Actually, my heaviest weight in high school was 320 pounds. So that was the biggest I ever
So you
been.
always struggled with your weight.
Always. I've been
Okay.
obese since I can remember. Like, yeah.
Have you tried any other diets over the years?
Oh yeah, I've tried a lot of diet. The Atkins diet. I tried, just basic diets that you see on the internet. Cutting back on stuff, but nothing ever worked. Nothing ever worked for me personally.
So just one day you woke up and you said, "Now's the time. I'm going to stop drinking and start just eating fruit."
Okay, 2020, I got into a really bad car accident, and I caused a lot of damage, and I broke some ribs and had a fractured neck, and it was my fault. And I knew it was because I was an alcoholic, and it was like bound to happen. So after that, I kind of slowed down a little bit on my drinking, but I was still an alcoholic. And what happened is during that 2 year period, I was trying to figure something out, and I was still struggling with the alcohol. So February 2022, me and my friend were watching the Super Bowl. And I told him, like, you know what, man, we should do no meat March. Like, just stop eating meat and drinking alcohol for a month. And I was so excited to start it. And, knowing what I knew about the diet and the lifestyle, that I literally, the next week after the Super Bowl, I stopped eating meat and I started making my own juice every day. And that's literally all I started doing. So it was like I came to a point where I knew I had to stop drinking alcohol. I knew I had to stop smoking cigarettes and doing drugs because I was killing myself. I was feeling it. So you know how you can just start feeling it, and it's like you just know you got to do something.
What about your friend? What did he say?
He didn't ever start. He never
Okay.
started, and I'm
Even
still
now
trying
when
to get him on the right path
even
right now.
now when he sees your results, he's still not on trying it.
He's attempted a couple things. He's been in a couple of my challenges and stuff, but that he's actually reminded me that you can't force this on people. You got to let them get to the point where they ready.
So you lost this weight in 11 months. How much weight did you lose? 146 pounds?
146 pounds. I went from 268. I don't even know if it's exactly 146. I know I went from 268 to 121. So whatever that is, and it was crazy. It was a crazy ride. I had lost 80 pounds in 5 months.
Wow. How much
Yeah.
how tall are you now?
I'm 5'4".
And how much do you weigh now?
I'm about 138 right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Now, have you stopped losing weight? Are you happy where you're at? Are you staying where you're at, or do you still find yourself losing weight?
It fluctuates. It fluctuates. I got back up to as heavy as 150. But it's usually between 130 and 140. Now, when I do a lot of mono eating, one fruit, I will lose some weight, but I never got lower than 120.
But you got up to 150 on a fruitarian diet.
No, I actually incorporated some plant based stuff back in after I did 108 days of watermelon.
Okay.
And so I went like on a month, like 2 weeks of eating plant based foods and eating heavier foods. And I got like up to 148 and I wasn't feeling good. I felt that 20 pounds like it was like 100 pounds.
So you did 108 days on watermelon, and
Yeah,
then
100.
after that, so you before that you were doing great, but then you did the watermelon. Then after that, you started eating some vegan cooked food.
Yeah, I was supposed to do it for a whole month, but I end up only eating it for like 2 weeks, and I just didn't like the way it made me feel.
Now, before you did the watermelon, was your plan to go back to eating cooked food, or did it just happen during the watermelon fest? You decided I'll try it.
Yeah, during the watermelon, I decided to do it because I ran a challenge called the Fruit Up Till Five, and it was to help other people incorporate fruit based diet or a lifestyle. And I went and visited a friend, and I had already decided during the challenge that I was going to try it. Like eat some foods and stuff, but that's a slippery slope. Once I got back in it, I was loving the taste of that food and stuff. And I'm like, I was doing a little bit too much. So the
Sure.
next month in October, I went on like a 2 week juice fast. and then incorporated all back, got all back on fruits. And I had lost all the weight back and everything that fast.
When you did the watermelon for 100 and something days, how much watermelon were you eating every day?
It started off at about maybe a little over a half a seeded melon. And then after that, it kind of dwindled to a half, a little bit under a half, to where I would only drink a slushy or two a day, eat a couple pieces here and there. And that's how it kind of stayed the entire time. I literally turned into drinking a watermelon slushy twice a day.
Okay. Now I know you have such a desire and passion, understandably, to help other people. Uh, just everyone, people that are alcoholics, people that are overweight, people that are just sick, just everyone get better. Do you care if they're a fruitarian or raw vegan or vegan, or you just want to see them get better, or do you have a specific, this is for everyone?
No, so that's a good question because I started off that way. Coming into fruitarianism, you get on such a high, and it's like everybody needs to be eating like this, or you're not eating right, and that's not the case. What changed me is the people around me started losing weight by just incorporating more fruits into their diet. So now I'm truly just to get people committed to putting more fruits into their lifestyle. I don't care what it is. I don't care. Just eat more fruit. And I started a program, like I said, called Fruit Up Till Five, where people eat fruit all day long till 5 o'clock, and then after that, you can have a whole food plant based meal, cooked or
Okay.
raw, whatever your preference is. And I found out meeting people at that point makes it easier to eat more fruits.
Okay.
Yeah.
So give us an example. Now, why fruitarian? Why not just like a raw diet with some vegetables? Why do you go all fruit only?
Fruit is what like it makes me feel the best. I know it's the highest form of eating on the planet. I know what fruitarianism stands for. It's a language. Um, so I don't have a problem with the way other people eat, raw vegan or vegan. It's just fruit eating makes you feel the best. It's the highest vibrational food on the planet, and it's a flex. Not to say the least, to be eating all fruit is something when you say it, it brings on conversation.
Sure.
And that's why I started the whole brand Fruit Up. Yeah.
Do you eat any like leafy greens at all ever or sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes like, okay, I'm not 100% fruit all the time. I would say now I am more than the average fruitarian, like 70% fruit. I'm like 90, 95. So I do sometimes I even like because I got kids. So sometimes I'll eat some French fries or something with them. Or sometimes I'll have a salad or something. But it's very rare because that experience in September taught me not to go too hard on the cooked foods because they all full of salt and stuff.
How old are your kids?
My son's he'll be 11 in November, and my daughter's 16.
Okay. So I actually have an 11 and a 16-year-old also.
That's crazy.
But 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 uh but here, so now this is going to be an important question for
Uh-huh.
people that are watching. Knowing how good the fruit is, would you have ever considered putting your children on a fruitarian diet?
No, no. I would hope that they would follow suit. But one thing I learned is you can't force this lifestyle on nobody. One thing about fruitarianism is not only is it a hard sell for people, it's actually it's actually one of the toughest sales because people think it's crazy. Not only is they you can't settle to eat all fruit, but like they like, why do you only eat all fruit? So I've learned that just lead by example. My kids still eat a lot of regular stuff. What I did is I incorporated more healthy foods, alternatives for them, and then they see me eating all fruit, so they actually started eating more fruit. But
Okay.
I never forced the lifestyle on anyone.
Is the mother of the children into health at all?
Now, now, since I've become healthier, they've started making healthier choices. Like they stop eating meat. So I've noticed that my change has made people around me make a lot smaller changes. And never was my goal. I never went into this like even wanting to help other people. So I went into it all to stop drinking alcohol and to stop eating meat. But then as soon as I learned that I could do those things, I hopped into just doing more stuff for myself. And it's become truly a lifestyle, and I love it. I really, really love it. And how I stay in it is I challenge myself. So I've done 30 days of smoothies. I've done 36 days of oranges. I did 40 days of watermelon, 36 days of watermelon, 108 days of watermelon. So I did seven days of all oranges, 7 days of all grapes. Like I keep challenging myself. So upcoming September, I'm doing 4 different fruits in 1 month. So each week I'll just switch fruits. And
Okay.
the challenges literally help me stay excited about being in this lifestyle.
To help you lose the weight, I mean, was it just fruit, or did you do exercise? Did you add other things or health things, or was it just the food?
It was mostly just the fruit. So I was working at a produce. I was working in a produce shop at Meyer, and I was walking a lot at work. I didn't realize how many steps I was taking at work, but I was taking about 15,000 steps a day. And with eating the fruit, I noticed from February to May that I had lost like 30 something pounds without even trying. So once I realized that I lost those 30 pounds, I started being intentional about walking, and I would walk for like a 45 minutes to 90 minutes in the mornings. So literally all I did was walk, nothing else.
And I know you said you got into this, you figured it out on yourself by yourself. Where are you now? Do you study and research people that have done something like this in the past, or do you just keep doing it yourself and not even look at what other people have done?
Oh no, I'm connected fully in the community. I indulge in it now. Like all the big influencers in the community I'm connected to. I interview them on my platform. I've been to like I don't know if you're familiar with Yaki Awaken, but he's a natural herbalist in the community. He's really really high level. I've done an interview with him, been to his platforms and stuff. So I did a Kev Ramon. He's my guy. He's from Ohio. Me and him just did the watermelon washout together, or we challenged people to do 100 straight days of watermelon. I didn't even complete the 100 days of watermelon this year, but Kev Ramon, he did 160 days last year, and he's on like 103 days right now.
Okay.
So me and him started running groups together and influencing people. I've worked with other influencers and done challenges with them and everything. So it's a movement. It's a continuing thing that we're just trying to really, really build and get people to eat more fruit.
Okay, well, I think it's wonderful what you're doing. I mean, alcohol's a vicious thing, and I think it's great that you're off of that. And everything you've said is working for you, and I think that's great. Now, when people hear, I'll be honest with you, when people hear fruitarian, there's different ways to do everything. And some fruitarians are, they'll just eat fruit and a lot of fruit and a lot of fruit, and some will eat a good amount, but not too much. And some people change off, some people add other things, some people only fruit. Where are you at? Give me an example of your daily diet, your daily day when you're not doing one of these challenges.
Okay, today. I get up every day. We go to the gym at 5 a.m.
Oh, so
So
you
I
are
get
exercising.
Now I am. Yeah, I just
Okay,
started August 1st. I started a challenge where I said I was going to get up every day at 5 a.m. and go to the gym to make it
nice,
a part of my lifestyle. So I've
excellent.
been basically perfect at it this month. So it's an everyday thing now. So I'm up at 3:30 at the gym at 5 a.m. I do a live morning show on 3 platforms at 7 a.m. that I've been doing consistently every day since April 1st. It's called Master Your Day. People come to the show. We geek them up. So by that time, by the time Master Your Morning come, I've had 8 ounces of lemonade that I make, which is water, agave, and just lemons. So I had 8 ounces because I take a herb called agave. And by like today, right now, what time is it? 12 o'clock. I just had a 32-ounce smoothie, mangoes, bananas mixed with the lemonade. Now, the rest of the day, I got a big bowl of grapes in the refrigerator. I'll eat on those all day long. Now, if I get hungry, well, if I feel really hungry, I will make another smoothie. That's literally how I do it all day, every day. And I've gotten consistent at that. And the key is to have a big bowl of fruit always ready to go. Now, I'm not on a time schedule eating. I don't go, I got to eat at 12, I got to eat at this. I literally eat when I feel hungry or thirsty. So it's always it's essential to have fruit prepared and ready to eat. If you're not eating it whole, like just grabbing a whole apple or something like that. So I literally have to practice doing those things. That's why I'm doing the challenge of mono eating one fruit every week next week, to
Sure.
just get in the habit of eating one whole fruit at the same time. Because I'm trying to get away from the smoothies and the juicing as much as I do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to get away from this juice smoothies and juicing?
Just because it's more money, more money.
Okay.
Spending more money on fruit, more time, and I want to because next year, from January to the next January, I'm trying to do a challenge where we're doing one fruit per month for the entire
Got it.
year. So we'll eat 12 fruits for the entire year.
Sure.
Yeah.
And where do you get most of your fruit, or or what do you tell people to get most of their fruit? Just from this local supermarket?
Anywhere you can,
Anywhere
anywhere
you
you
can.
can. Yeah,
Okay.
whatever's available to you. I'm an advocate for just eat fruit. I don't care if it's seedless, seeded. I don't get involved with none of that. I ate a lot of seedless fruit over the summer of 2022 when I lost weight, and because I was offline, I didn't know anything. Like from February to September 2022, I wasn't even on Facebook. So when I got back on Facebook, I seen the fuss about seedless fruits and seeded fruit. I'm like, what's the fuss? I lost 80 pounds eating seedless fruits.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, so I don't get involved with that. Get the fruit that's available to you. Of course, growing your own fruit is the best. Getting organic fruit is better. All of these things, but you got to get in where you fit in. So I get it from local markets. Local markets call me when they get fruit in. I talk to the community. So I'm really, really involved. So I tell people, get in where you fit in.
Sure. And
Indeed.
what time do you go to sleep at night?
It varies, but I'm usually asleep by 10 o'clock.
So you're getting up at 3:30
Yeah.
and you're going to sleep usually by 10. So that's 5.5 hours sleep.
Yeah. Most of the nights I'm asleep by 10 o'clock. Yeah, definitely.
So and you get up 3:30 every morning.
Oh yeah. See, that's just happened though since August 1st.
Got you.
So I'm getting really good at this, intentional.
Now, do you have a time where you stop eating the fruit, or is it all the way up till you go to bed?
Oh, I'll eat fruit whenever. I'll get up in the middle of the night to eat some grapes. Like if I'm thirsty or something, I'll just grab some grapes or something to eat them. Yeah, definitely. One thing about fruit is it digests so fast. It don't matter when you eat it, and that's why you can eat as much as you want when you.
Now, it's interesting because I've interviewed a lot of people, Bobby. So
Mm,
where you've come from to where you are is a step in the right direction, a big step in the right direction. You've gotten in the results and you're doing wonderful. Have you heard of something called natural hygiene?
oh yeah,
And have you heard of the 80-10-10 diet?
oh yeah. Doug
Okay.
Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So would you say what you're doing is close to either one of those?
yeah,
Which one
yeah.
is it closer to or
Doug
both?
Graham's Doug Graham's format, or how the 80-10-10 diet is how I kind of, when I first got back into the learning the field, that's what I kind of went towards. Um 80-10-10, 80-20, however you want to look at it. That's the type of diet I want to sustain the rest of my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you take any supplements at all?
I take A game herbs. It's a natural supplement that I take every day. It's 21 Chinese herbs. It's a supplement that I got with my coach and my mentor, Dr. Michelle Knights.
Okay. And do you get your blood work checked at all?
Nope, I haven't had blood work done since November 2022. And when I went to the doctor that year, my doctor told me, because he hadn't seen me since was big. So when I walked in, and he was like, what's going on with you?" So I told him what I was doing. And of course he said, you need to balance out your diet and all of that. But before I left, he was like, "Hey, whatever you're doing, keep doing it," and
You
that was
got
it.
so,
And I
but no blood work checked?
no, not since then. No, not
Okay.
since then. No.
Now I know, obviously, when you were over 300 pounds or close to that, I know you had health issues. You had to have had health
Oh
issues.
yeah.
So have have you seen those clear up?
Oh yeah. I had high blood pressure, sleep apnea. Um, I had severe acne. My skin's still clearing up over that. Um, yeah, I had a lot of just so basic. My blood pressure was so high that one time I went into the ER and they were like, I don't even know how you walking around. It was like 190 over 115 or something. And I was a heavy cigarette smoker. I was doing ecstasy pills, marijuana, you name it, I was doing it. So I soon as I cut all of that stuff off, my health got better.
Do you have a spiritual life?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I meditate. I'm very spiritual. That's spirituality led me to fruitarianism. I think when you talk fruitarianism, you are talking spirituality.
Is
So
there
it's intentional.
is there one particular avenue of spirituality that you would say, you gear towards, or do you just consider yourself a spiritual person?
Just a spiritual person. I I learn from everything. Nature. I'm definitely all about nature. I walk. I ground. I hug trees. I do breath work outside. So and it's I'm learning all these things. So I started implementing everything that works. And when I implement it, I try to get consistent at it.
I think it's great what you're doing, but what I'm trying to figure out to help others, because that's what I want to do is I want people to help themselves is how do you go from somebody who's unmotivated, uneducated, just a mess on every level, alcohol, drugs, overweight, health wise. How do you go from that to this? Like what? Like some people says, "Oh, I had a spiritual wake," and other people said, "Oh, I almost died." But I want to reach the people that are watching. Like, was there a point where you were so depressed that you didn't think you could ever do this, or did you just knew you could do it? You were just waiting to do it.
Um, that's a good question. I'm gonna say it like this: the people around me reminded me of who I was. At my lowest point, even at my lowest point, I was trying to help others and give them knowledge of what I knew. I would be the drunk guy at the bar telling everybody with a plate of nachos, like, we're not supposed to be eating this stuff. So it was kind of like when I made the change, everybody knew it would happen. So it was kind of like you say, I knew I could do it. I was just waiting to do it. And I think that's why it happens so fast, or what it appears to be so fast.
Do
Yeah.
you ever miss, that old lifestyle or get tempted to for the food or the drugs or alcohol or anything? Do you ever get tempted?
No. Nope. This side of life has been so rewarding, so refreshing that I I know I could have a drink right now and not even and not even think about it. That's how my mindset is now. So no, I don't miss it. I'm constantly surrounded by the people still doing it though. So that makes me not miss it even more. I deal with friends and family who still suffer with alcoholism and obesity and everything. So I'm reminded of it every day. So it's right here.
So you're saying the people around you helped you and help you stay strong, but the people around you also are from your former life. It's so like you got both type of people in your life. So
Indeed.
it sounds like regardless of the people you're around, you're still successful. You're still able to do it. It's not just because you're around good people. You just able to do it because you're still around some of those bad people, right?
Oh yeah, I embrace the role I got now. I didn't used to. I didn't used to. But being the example, you see when you're the example. Every time you go around people who are unhealthy, the first thing they say to you is, "Oh man, I'm about to get my life together," or "I'm about to start eating more fruit." So you kind of like a walking example of what others can be because I was the guy in the city that everybody knew I was an alcoholic. I was like one of the worst alcoholics in the entire city of 300,000 people. So when I go around, people like, man, I know I can do that. And my sisters lost 80 pounds in 1 year. Um, a couple of my friends stopped drinking. So it's like I am influencing people just by being an example. Cause like I said, I don't really force it on it because I know people got to be ready for the change.
I know some people that they can't lose weight no matter what, and because of where they're at. So my question to you now is, do you see obesity as, what is it, an addiction or a vice? What is it that people can eat even their organs are about to blow up, but they won't stop eating? What how do you view it? Do you see it as a, is it addiction just as bad as alcoholism
Oh
or
yeah, I
something?
think it's the worst addiction on the planet. So-called food addiction, because you can't be addicted to real food. You can only eat real food. Addiction comes from the sugar, salt, and fat that we eat. So, yes, it's the worst problem on the planet. And it's being propagated by mukbangs. They putting it in our face. I used to do side by side videos of people eating bad, and I would like ridicule them and talk bad about them because I say that's the machine that we're facing. We're trying to get people to fruit up and eat healthy, but all around you on every single platform, what's being pushed is restaurant promotion from people doing mukbangs and telling you to go here and try this and go here and do this. So it's a real spiritual war that we're fighting. And you got a lot of people awakening and trying to get their health together. And it's kind of like the gold rush, it's like the health rush. People know what time it is. It's time to be healthy or something's going to happen. Like you can just feel it. You know what I mean? Like I
Sure,
can feel it.
sure. Do you think have you ever water fasted?
No, the longest I ever water fasted, I think was 28 hours.
Okay.
No, that's the longest I ever dry fasted. I have water fasted for 2 days, 48 hours.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And, how much of a challenge was that for you to go without the sugar even from fruit?
Oh man, water fasting is tough. I got a friend who I was literally about to talk to before we came on, named Sherry Older, who did 21 days water fasting at Lauren Lockman's place. And that's incredible. Like 20, any amount of time on water. I don't know why it's so difficult for me to do water. I've done like 9 days of juicing, and that was difficult for me too. Not eating the fruit or not being able to eat or feel full from it is where what gets me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the thing is the sugar, because, that's the thing with fasting, because as long as you have sugar, it's easy to keep going even if it's
that's
the
a
natural
fact.
sugar from fruit, but when you stop the sugar, that's when it's like, "Whoa."
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
down. Now, would you say, I don't wanna use the word addicted, Bobby, but would you say, even though you're doing a healthy sugar now, because fruit is healthy and processed sugar is not healthy, would you say you have any issue with letting go or, like, of sugar? Like, can you go a whole day with, like, non-sweet fruits, let's say?
Yeah, I can. I can. I can. I
Okay.
don't like to, but I can. What do you mean, like an avocado or tomatoes and
Yeah,
like salad
cucumbers,
fruits?
like, can you do, like,
Yeah,
a day on cucumbers or
yeah. So I did actually last year, during the all melon washout, we did a full day of cucumbers. So I've done a field day of actually doing cucumbers. And yeah, I challenge myself to do stuff like that all the time, or tomatoes for a day or something. It's really important to challenge yourself to do stuff like that.
yes, and where do you live?
I'm in Toledo, Ohio.
Toledo, Ohio, okay. One of
Yes.
my best friends grew up there.
Mm.
I've been there several times. So, uh, how do you do this? This is a question everyone's gonna ask. How do you do this in the winter time?
It's actually easier in the winter. So I bargain shop really good in the winter because that's when a lot of deals come in. I've started last year, I was started trying to eat more in season. Because mind you, I'm kind of new to the fruitarian lifestyle. So I was never even thinking about stuff like that. Watermelon, my favorite fruit. I'm like, I'm gonna eat watermelon forever. So when the colder months came though, I kind of struggled. Like I was like drinking smoothies. I get cold all the time. So I was trying to figure my way out. So now it's about eating in season. And when you eat in season, it's actually cheaper. So you just got to be willing to do stuff like eating one fruit for 2 or 3 days straight And like apple season, when apples come in, apples are super cheap. If you can eat a couple bags of apples in a day, you getting off pretty good. So definitely. And now, if you got kids and you're trying to incorporate your kids and stuff, it gets a little more expensive. But what I do for my kids is I just buy fruit and let them eat it just like I do.
Sure.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing organic, it's very inexpensive to eat this
Oh
way.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. Yes.
super
I
inexpensive.
don't buy organic unless it's like organic grapes, um thin skinned fruits. I try to buy organic, but I don't have to. And I've been so successful with eating just any fruits and all fruits. I go to a shop that I got where they got like misfits fruits, where the fruits are rejected from the stores. So I was getting 50 organic oranges for $2
I
just because they have
remember.
black marks and stuff on them. I buy organic bananas though. I do buy organic
Oh, you
bananas.
do?
Yeah, I
Okay.
do. I don't know because I watched a video one time on YouTube, and they were saying that they spray the regular bananas with like a carbon monoxide or something, and the organic they don't spray. So I started buying the organic, even if they're green, and just let them sit out at
Well,
home.
here's the thing. I grow fruit. That's what I do. I have a
Mm-hmm.
farm here. So, and I got banana trees and everything. So here's the thing. When you buy any food from the store, fruit from the store, the problem is they pick it too soon. Even
Yeah,
if it's organic bananas, they got to pick them super green. So they're never going to ripen as well as if you get them right off the tree. So
facts.
then they want to ripen them up faster. So that's why, at least on the unorganic, they'll spray or dip them in something to ripen them
Yeah,
faster. But they're always going to pick them super green. And
never had a banana off the tree. I got a question for you.
yes.
Now, is it a really big difference in taste?
Oh, so different, so
Yeah,
different. Probably out of every fruit out there, probably the biggest difference.
I'm sure. I'm
But now
sure. I always
I
wondered.
got like maybe 5 or 6 different varieties of bananas.
Mm,
So they and all of them taste a little bit different, but even the worst tastes 10 times better than what you would get from the store. I have a
that,
tough time eating the ones from the store without adding dates or something to it because there's no flavor to it. But
yeah.
when you get it off that tree, it's amazing,
That's
absolutely
why
amazing.
the goal is to get land, get somewhere where I'm growing my own fruits. That's always the goal. Like, I know that's the best way of eating to grow your own food. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, and, there's places though I have some friends that have farms here in South Florida, and they ship fresh picked fruit right off the tree all over the country, and it's not that expensive.
Mm, mm.
Yeah,
Well, I'm about to
so
get with you on that. Definitely.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
So you could do
Yes.
things like that, and that's, pretty amazing. Avocados are in season now. It's like I did a thing yesterday, 25 different varieties of avocado.
Wow.
Just tasting all the different ones and stuff. I just uploaded a video. It's, amazing, amazing the difference of the taste and the flavors. But you're doing it, man. I mean, I love, love that you're successful at what you're doing because you're the type of person that doesn't need to say a word and people can be inspired by you because you lost the weight, you got off alcohol, and you're a living example. You don't have to be like, oh, I'll tell you, they just got to say, look, I want to do what this guy's doing, but look, he's successful. And you're
Yeah.
right. When somebody's starting out, they're not ready to hear a lot of the stuff. They just want to hear, they want it to be as easy as possible for them,
Yeah.
as simple as
Yeah.
possible. Now, I will tell you this, you're 2 years into this. Your mind and your thinking will change back and forth many different ways, not to what you're doing, but how you're going to do it. And
Indeed.
and you can call them challenges or what else, but it's exciting and it's fun. It's not a bad thing. But like some over the years, I said I'm gonna do supplements, not do supplements. I'm gonna do this much fruit. I'm gonna fast this day and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I like the way you're keeping it interested and calling it challenges and all these different things. But don't ever stop going or exercising with the gym and getting up early. That's like some of the greatest habits you can create for yourself.
And and that's I literally started reading more, and we're reading the people who's successful. And that's the number one thing. Everybody who's successful got a strong routine, a strict routine that they stick to, and they usually start with getting up real early.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So I was into this a long time, and then years later, somebody handed me a Bible. As a matter of fact, it was my one of my friends from Toledo, and
Mm.
he told me to read Genesis 1:29. So you know what it says in Genesis 1:29?
Is that the bearing of the seed? Is the bearing of the
Genesis 1:29 says the food for man is fruits and
fruits and veggies?
seed-bearing
Yeah.
fruits and vegetables.
I got that. I can't believe I could just spew that out. I got that on my refrigerator.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely
Yes,
amazing. And
indeed.
that's great. So look at this. I'll show you this. This is a bumper sticker that I have. You see
Nice,
that?
nice,
Make
nice.
fruit trees great again.
That's dope. I like that. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
We we
Yeah,
got we gotta we got to let people know that it's not about drugs, it's about fruit. You
it's
can get
about
better
fruit.
and healed.
That's it.
That's just great what you're doing.
That's the most simple message on the planet that we just got to get across to people. And I think when I say fruit up, that's exactly what I mean. I don't think it get no more simple than that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the
Exactly.
message.
Now, have you had the exotic fruits like durian? Have you ever had durian fruit?
I have never had durian, never. And my friend Kev Ramon, my guy, he was just eating durian in the winter, and I'm like, I got to try that. He like, it's the creamiest, like a dessert, and I'm like, yeah, I got to try
Amazing.
that.
Amazing.
Indeed. So you down there? Where you at, Paul?
I'm in South Florida.
Oh, so you growing? You are you a fruitarian? You eat predominantly fruit?
No, I mean I eat a salad every day.
Mm,
But I've been all raw for 30 years now, and
mm.
I like sprouts. I make sprouts, but a big part of my diet is fruits right off of my trees. We just finished mango season. I got over 50 mango trees with different varieties of mangoes. My
Eating
friend lives
good.
near me. He has 350 varieties of mangoes, and a lot of my friends have farms down here near me. So, all the different fruits, and then just traveling and tasting the durians and stuff. But I got jackfruits and all these other fruits, and so I like
Mm.
fruit. Fruit's a good
Yeah,
part of it.
indeed, indeed. My guy Tom Avery from Florida, Fruit with
Yes.
Sport. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's where I got a lot of my stuff from. I listen to Tom a lot. You know what I mean? And that's my guy. He got the mango trees in his front yard and stuff, and that's inspiring to me, man. Like that's exactly how I want to live.
Yeah. Check out my channel, Fruitful Trees.
Fruitful
Yeah.
trees,
Fruitful
definitely,
Trees. Yeah. Check that
definitely,
out.
definitely.
But uh, so where are you going to go with this? Where would you like to see yourself in let's say 5 years?
Oh man, 5 years. That's a long vision. Let me see.
Let's
I
say next year. Where would you like to see yourself next year?
Okay, next year I want to be doing this at a high level. You know, helping more people, letting the business grow and expand, getting into more things. Like I'm coaching now. I'm helping people start their own brands and get on social media and have a voice for themselves. So next year, I just want to be doing it better at a higher level and be making more money and helping more people. Man, that's what it's all about.
Now, have you run into any issues by helping people, or what do you do if you run into an issue? If somebody's literally having like what appears to be a medical emergency. I'm not talking about like they broke their leg. Like I'm talking about like they got a really sharp pain in their stomach or something. Do you work or know somebody you could say, call this guy or go here, or do you know what to do, or just hasn't come up?
Oh yeah, a lot. Actually, I get people who they come because they see you change your life, and it's like people come to me. They got cancer and all these like high level diseases, and I'm like, I that's out of my league. So I send them to people who expertise in that area that I've met or that I've interviewed with or something like that.
Sure, sure.
Indeed.
Now, one strong piece of advice I'd give you is, I know you're not asking, but I just have to, is be careful with dried fruit.
Oh yeah,
Be careful
yeah.
with dried fruit. It takes good fruit to a whole another level in a bad way, and
Also,
it's very
yeah.
addicting because you're taking the liquid. See, the amazing part of the fruit is it's the best water on the planet. It's the
Fact.
nutritional high content water. Without that, it's just sugar without the liquid, and
My
it's very easy to get addicted to it.
Yeah, I had a buddy pounding back a couple big bags of dry mango per day. And he would like, and it's expensive too for those big bags of
Yeah,
mango. So I'm
yeah.
like, bro, you got to chill out with it. He was going crazy, like literally like 2 big bags per day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff is addictive. I don't really eat a lot of dried fruits. When I was working at the grocery store, I would eat some, but it's out of sight, out of mind for me.
How do you feel when you do the fruit juice? Because what I have found is, uh, I do great with fruit. I do great with, the sweet fruits, whatever your fruit. But when I do it in a juice form, I'm not talking about blended. I'm talking about when I do it in juice form, I don't feel great. I think it's like it's just too much sugar or something for me because you're separating from the fiber now. So like I could do juice. I do like kale juice with an apple in there, but I can't if I do straight apple juice, it's like whoa, like sugar rush time. But how do you
Yeah.
do with that?
So I would do like this weekend. I'm doing 3 days of juicing. I do that sometimes, 3 days of juicing throughout the month, but I drink juice a lot throughout the day, every day. So like now I'm drinking the lemonade that I make. Or if I do lemonade, because lemonade it stretches so far, I'll just add fruit juice to it.
Sure.
Like my apples, I make an apple lemonade. I've made watermelon lemonade. And I like my kids love it, so I keep it. So I'm constantly drinking juice throughout the day, which helps me eat less fruit.
Yes, yes. Oh,
Yeah.
and by the way, be careful with the agave. I'm not a big fan of agave at all
A
because
lot of people aren't. Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
research with that. I mean, be careful. I mean, even if you like it, they spike half of those things with some of them with corn syrup and so on.
Indeed.
But
Indeed.
even if you get a good one, I'm not a fan of
I'm
agave.
very
You know,
I'm very light with it. It's very diluted. I'm not
yeah,
really heavy with it. So
yeah,
I definitely don't use it like a whole lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause I meet some
definitely.
people that do, and I'm like, okay, you
Yeah. Some people use it a lot. Some
yeah,
people
yeah,
use it a lot, but you can get caught up in anything. You get
yep,
like of using too much of anything. So you're right.
yeah. Well, man, where can people find you? What's your main website? I know you're all over social media. You're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, Bobby Smith. But where can people find you? What's your main website?
You can go find me on fruituptill5.com. That's where we got you can go sign up for the challenges and stuff like that. But usually I'm like you said, I'm on every platform. Bobby Smith. I got the Fruit Up with Bobby Smith Facebook group, Fruit Up 13 on Instagram and TikTok, and Fruit Up with Bobby Smith on YouTube. We interview high level influencers all the time. I got a podcast called Juice Champs that I do every week. And we starting a new podcast called Fruition in September. So a lot of stuff on the horizons.
Wonderful. I'm going to put all those links below, man. And I appreciate you taking the time to come on here and just keep it up, man. And fruit up. It's
Fruit up,
wonderful
fruit
what
up.
you're doing. Thanks for joining us, man.
Indeed, I appreciate you, Paul. Thanks for having me on, man.
Okay, we'll be in touch again. And everybody, put your comments and questions below. Everybody, have a great day, everybody. And I hope you're inspired by this and have a great raw life, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nature's wealth, good for your health. This is the Raw Life Health Show.